The views and opinions expressed by Zip is not always the views and opinions held by Zip. Sometimes they come from the cat. The cat doesn't identify as a cat and believes it's a pit bull, so around here we refer to it as pit cat. In this video, we're going to be talking about them lucky-ass niggas in the winner's circle, Sheff G and Sleepy Hallow. But before we get into it, you know the drill. Stall off on the like button, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I drop these videos and all that. Loud nose. Let's get to that. Right. So check it. Brooklyn rapper Sheff G pleads guilty in gang conspiracy, sentenced to 5 years in prison. Brooklyn rapper Michael Williams, known as Sheff G, has pleaded guilty to attempted murder and conspiracy charges linked to a violent gang conspiracy. Williams accepted a court offer of 5 years in prison. The case is part of a sweeping 140-count indictment involving 32 alleged gang members. What we know. Williams, 26, pleaded guilty in Brooklyn Supreme Court Wednesday to second-degree attempted murder and conspiracy charges. He accepted a court-ordered sentence of 5 years in prison with 5 years of post-release supervision over the objection of prosecutors who sought a 20-year sentence. That's why I said he's lucky, right? That's why I said he's lucky, right? Because usually, when a prosecutor trying to give you 20 years, you gonna get the 20 years, homie, or more. If you play games like, I ain't taking that, what? Oh, all right, hold on, watch this, let's go to trial, right? Usually, that's how it go. Sometimes a judge might say, yeah, 20 years, that's a little excessive. Take 15, homie. Yeah, take this 15, 13, 17, like, they bring it down from the 20. A judge, they do that a lot. But for them to say, no, never mind the 20, take 5. You just got mad lucky. What? We gonna get into it though. The plea deal comes after a long-term investigation by the Brooklyn District Attorney's Violent Criminal Enterprises Bureau and the NYPD's Gun Violence Suppression Division. 17 other defendants in the case have already pleaded guilty, and 14 additional cases, including one involving fellow rapper Sleepy Hallow, remain pending. The backstory. The indictment stems from an investigation into gang-related violence in Brooklyn. The charges allege that members of the A-Trade Crips and Nine Ways gangs were responsible for multiple shootings and used social media and text messages to boast about the violence. Surveillance footage and digital communications were key in building the case. One message allegedly sent by Williams after the Hawthorne Street shooting sought confirmation that their gang had successfully scored against rivals. Williams was also accused of personally coordinating and driving shooters to at least one crime scene and acting as the getaway driver. What they're saying, notoriety could not shield this defendant from justice. He used his fame to fund and direct violence, terrorizing our streets, said Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez. Brooklyn will not tolerate gangs that endanger our communities. What's next? Williams is scheduled to be sentenced on August 13, 2025. The investigation remains ongoing, with more than a dozen co-defendants still awaiting trial. He just got mad lucky. You heard how the DA was talking? You got a 5-piece for all of that? They saying you was involved in all of that and you got a 5-piece? See, he got lucky. But you know what the luck really is? The luck is 10, 15 platinum and gold plaques. That's what the luck is, you heard? Yeah, and you, homeboy, you ain't gonna be that lucky because you ain't got 10 to 15, 12, gold and platinum plaques. You don't got that. You know what I'm saying? The average person out here, we don't have that. So when the DA say 20, we gonna be like, nah, we not taking 20. The judge gonna say, take 17. 17 and 20 is the same thing. I'm not taking that, Your Honor. So now they gonna say, take it to trial. That's how they gonna do you. So all my niggas out here ripping and running, let this be a lesson to you. That you ain't got 10 to 15 platinum plaques to get the 5 ball. You don't got Young Thug. You don't got Young Thug money to get the probation. You going to jail, homie. These niggas is getting out of these cases because they got the money. They got the high-powered attorneys that's fighting these cases for them, son. Know what I'm saying? But you don't have that. You might as well leave the gang alone, homie. You're not going to be able to beat this case. Let's say, for instance, it's me, you, and 10 other niggas in the gang. Me, you, and 10 other niggas in the gang. I'm known. I went to jail for murder. I went to jail for robbery. I went to jail for having guns. Like, I'm one of them people. I don't know who you are. Maybe you just good at rolling up weed, so you be around us. We make you roll up all of the weed. Know what I mean? You got a line on the Jordans or whatever. You just around. You just throw up the gang signs with us. But when we go to put it in work, you don't never show up for that. But they got you in the pictures with me. You yelling loud nose. You got the chain like me. Everything, right? When they come get me for these shootings, you in the mix, homie, whether you did it or not. Whether you did it or not. So they gonna say, yo, take 20 years. You're gonna be like, 20 years? All I do is roll up weed. All I do is roll up weed. I don't do none of this. Leave the gang alone, homie. It don't make it's not beneficial for you, bro. It's not gonna be beneficial for you in the long run being in the gang. Cause if your gang is tough, then y'all going to jail, bro. There's no way around it. If your gang is tough, you are going to jail. In one of these kind of cases. And chances are you don't got 10 to 15 platinum and gold records. Yeah, you don't got that. And I'm saying you don't got that kind of income. You don't got that kind of... He made a $1.5 million bail. You don't have that. Your peoples can't put up $1.5 million. You don't have that. The majority of y'all, it's one or two people watching this video that's going to say, I got that. Yeah, but one or two. That's the biggest bail ever in hip-hop. Ain't nobody make a bigger bail than that 1.5 million. Who? Name them. Pac bail wasn't that. Sheff G got the biggest bail in rap. He's out on the biggest bail in rap. He just took a 5 ball. He got mad lucky just now. You're not gonna be that lucky. Sleepy Hallow, I got word that Sleepy Hallow gonna have to go sit down for a couple months. Nothing major. You know what I'm saying? They say he gonna have to go sit down for a couple months, nothing major. You know what I'm saying? Bump him out the rotation for a second. But to all my young niggas out here ripping and running, it's the gangs. The gangs is what getting niggas bumped out the rotation. If you never did none of this stuff, they saying, they was trying to say that Sheff drove niggas to locations and this, that, and the third. How could, like, what? Like, if I got 3 or 4 cars and my niggas need a vehicle, like, they were like, I let them niggas hold a vehicle. Yeah, drive the vehicle. I don't know what niggas is getting into, but niggas is grown-ass adults out here in these streets. These is my mans, though. You responsible for what them niggas do in your vehicle. Now, I don't know. I don't know Sheff G. I never spoke to these niggas about these situations or none of that. This is all Zip speculating right now, right? Let's say, for instance, I got 4 or 5 cars, and one of my mans want to hold one of my cars. Go ahead and hold the car. When my man bring me the car back, he says, hey, yo, I ran into what's the name in them niggas today? Who? Them niggas from the other side. Word? What happened? It was me, Lil Ray Ray, and Lil John John. We seen what's the name in them niggas. And them niggas threw down on us first. Yeah, they caught us dead to right. Them niggas threw down on us first. They let a couple go. I got low. I started going back at them. Like it was on. Alright, cool. Nigga don't say. We drove around. We seen them niggas. We spun the block a couple times. We jumped out. We went in the store. When we came out the store, that's when they started firing. We started firing back. We jumped in the truck. We ran 4 or 5 stop signs and a red light. They ain't saying all of that. He just told you he ran into... So in his mind, I put you on about the incident. In your mind, you say, I have nothing to do with that. In your mind, you saying, I have nothing to do with that. In his mind, he's saying he put you on about the incident. Here come a year later, they saying, nigga, this truck right here spun the block a few times. Niggas jumped out firing, blah, 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 blah. That phone you was looking for, you couldn't find your phone for a day. It was in the truck. So they saying you was in the truck. Yeah, you couldn't find your phone for 2-3 days when you ain't post on Instagram for 2 days because you couldn't find your main phone. It was in your truck. When you let them niggas hold the truck. And so now it's looking like you was there with them niggas too. When they was doing everything that they was doing. You can't, you gotta hold it down, right? You can't say, yo, it ain't me, I ain't do nothing, blah, blah. Yo, I let these niggas hold the truck. I don't know what they did with the truck. You just gotta fight the case. You say, the DA is saying I did it. I never did it. So it's gonna be hard for you to prove I did something that I never did. I didn't do it. I don't know what happened. I cannot speak for anything I don't know of. That's how, like, I don't even know how niggas go in the precinct and start telling. Because that's what you say right there. I cannot speak for the things that I don't know about. What are you asking? I cannot speak for the things I do not know about. But I'm not saying that's how that happened in the Sheff G situation. I'm saying that you in a gang, anything is liable to happen if you got niggas like me in your gang. Yeah, the way I grew up, I robbed people, I shot people, I stabbed people, cut people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did things to people. You understand what I'm saying? And my friends was like me too. They did the same type of things to people. And so what I'm saying is if they would have came and got us on an indictment, it would have been about 7 of us that we all did that kind of shit. And then it would have been about 10 or 12 of us that ain't really do that type, but they just used to be around. I ain't saying these niggas wouldn't fight with you and all that in the streets and all of that. They would do all of that. But they wasn't the put the work in type of dudes. We was like, it was a small portion of us that was relegated to them type of affairs, you heard? But for the majority of them, they wasn't. But if we'd have went to jail, they would have had to wear all of that work we was putting in. They got to wear that. I'm saying it ain't worth it. It don't make no sense for you to be repping a gang, bro. Nah, bro. Not when they could wrap you up, son. Despite what Jim Jones was talking about, know what I'm saying, being in a gang is not illegal and all of that. It's a negative connotation associated with being in a gang, you heard? And so therefore, the slightest misstep, once the gang is gonna enhance that misstep, you heard? The slightest misstep, the gang will enhance it, you heard? So even if he's 100% correct, which I doubt that. I doubt that it's legal for you to be in a gang. I doubt that. But even if he's 100% correct, you feel me? You don't want to be, and I'm saying, like Sheff G, like he out here giving everything lit. And I'm saying everything lit. And I'm saying he got a jinking out here. Now he gonna have to go sit down for 5 years. That's a long time, son. Who knows what type of time he be on when he get home? Who knows if he's still gonna have that spark like how he got right now for this music shit, you heard? Who knows? That penitentiary kill a lot of niggas' dreams, man. Penitentiaries kill a lot of niggas' dreams, man. Who knows, you heard? You know what I'm saying? All my young niggas out here ripping and running, bro. Leave them gangs alone, you heard? Let's get to that.